Piers Morgan calls out Keir Starmer on live TV, a controversial New Year speech draws fire. In a dramatic live confrontation that shook the political landscape, Piers Morgan confronted Labour leader Keir Starmer over his New Year speech, igniting a firestorm of debate about the future of British politics. This exchange is not merely another media spat, it encapsulates the high stakes of a nation grappling with its identity in the wake of Brexit, a democratic vote that has left deep scars and unprecedented challenges. The urgency of the moment cannot be overstated. Starmer's remarks may signal a betrayal of Labour's core principles, raising questions about his commitment to the party's legacy and the direction in which he intends to lead. Critics have not held back in their condemnation. Many fear that Starmer's speech represented a significant departure from the values that once defined Labour, leading to accusations of opportunism and inconsistency. The phrase "once in a generation" echoes ominously in the background as Starmer attempts to pivot the party towards a centrist agenda, a strategy some analysts warn could alienate the very voters who propelled Labour to prominence. This is a pivotal moment, and the British people are watching closely. Will Starmer embrace the traditional Labour ethos, or will he succumb to the pressures of political expediency? Historically, Labour has been the party of the working class, a beacon of hope for those who feel marginalized and forgotten. Yet, as Morgan pointedly highlighted, Starmer's recent rhetoric lacks the passion and conviction needed to inspire a nation in turmoil. The echoes of past elections, particularly the seismic shifts seen during the Brexit referendum, remind us that public sentiment can change in an instant. Starmer must remember that the country stands at a crossroads, and the decisions made today will reverberate for generations to come. Morgan's assertive questioning laid bare the contradictions in Starmer's narrative. While the Labour leader sought to project unity and vision, many critics argue that his speech fell flat, failing to address the unease that has settled over the nation. As the cost of living crisis worsens and public services crumble, the stakes have never been higher. The public demands answers, and Starmer's vague assurances do little to quell mounting anxiety. This could mark a new era of influence for Labour, or it could lead to its downfall. In a broader context, the fight for the soul of the Labour Party is emblematic of a larger struggle within British society. The ideological battles that once defined political discourse have only intensified, as factions within the party clash over the future. Many fear that Starmer's approach could lead to a dilution of Labour's core values, leaving a void that could be filled by more extreme elements on both sides of the political spectrum. This is not just about one man's vision, it is about the very foundation of British democracy. As Morgan probed deeper, the tension in the studio was palpable. The powerful imagery of a divided party battling over its identity resonated with viewers, many of whom are tired of political platitudes that fail to deliver tangible change. Critics have called for a return to Labour's roots, urging Starmer to reconnect with the electorate that feels increasingly disillusioned. The country cannot afford another round of political gamesmanship. The British people will not forgive a leader who fails to champion their needs in these tumultuous times. Looking ahead, the implications of this confrontation extend beyond mere political theatrics. Analysts warn that if Starmer does not recalibrate his message and policy framework, Labour risks becoming irrelevant in the face of rising populism and discontent. This is a critical juncture, where every decision made could either galvanize the party or send it spiraling into obscurity. The struggle for power has never been more pressing, and the stakes could not be higher. In conclusion, Piers Morgan's bold challenge to Keir Starmer served as a clarion call for a party at a crossroads. The British public is demanding authenticity and leadership that resonates with their lived experiences. As we move into a new year, it is essential for voters to remain engaged and informed. Join the conversation, like and subscribe to stay updated, and be part of this growing movement demanding accountability and change. The future of Labour, and indeed, the future of the nation, hangs in the balance.